All right, this morning I'm going back. I diagnosed a Whirlpool dishwasher that wasn't heating. It wasn't drying the dishes. And it needed a new heating element. So I'm going to be installing that heating element today. And I'm bringing the camera along to show you how to install a new heating element on a Whirlpool dishwasher. Get out and get some, people. It's a beautiful day.
Okay, here you can see the Whirlpool dishwasher that we will be replacing the heating element on. And down below you can clearly see the model number. The first thing you want to do is take out the bottom tray so we can work on it. It's not always obvious when a heating element is broken, but here you can clearly see it is broken. Before starting your work, always cut the power source of the machine. It's also a good idea to cut off the water supply to prevent any flooding. There are two plastic screws holding the kick plate in, one on the left and one on the right. Just give those half a turn with a flat head and remove the kick plate. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Next, we need to remove the mounting screws. They're both Phillips head and they're underneath the counter, one on the left and one on the right. Remove both of them. After removing the two Phillips head screws, gently slide the machine out from underneath the counter. Being careful not to scratch the floor. In this case, we have a tile floor, but if you have a hardwood floor, it can scratch very easily. To remove the old heating element, we have to get to the bottom of the machine. Before turning the machine on its side, make sure to drain all the excess water that could be in the bottom of the machine. You can do this by holding the start button for 3 seconds, and that'll activate the drain pump. Here you can see the wire harnesses that connect to the heating element. Before removing them, take note of which wire goes on which side. They are color coded, so you can take a mental note, or you can take a photograph with your phone or camera. There are two long plastic nuts that secure the heating element to the bottom of the machine. Sometimes you can just remove them with your hands. If you can't, get them started with a pair of channel locks and then finish them off, loosening, of course, lefty-loosey with your hands. Next, turn the machine back to its upright position. Once you have the machine in its upright position, remove the bottom spray arm by turning the plastic nut to the left and just pulling straight up. Now here you can see where the heating element was clearly broken. Just remove that heating element. There's no more nuts holding it down, so it's easy to get out. There's two little metal clips that you're going to have to navigate to pull it out. Here you can see the new genuine Whirlpool dishwasher heating element. It also comes with two new long plastic nuts to secure it on. I recommend using the new ones over the old ones. When fitting the new heating element back in place, you might have to bend it a little bit to make the pegs fit into the holes. And you can't really see me doing it here, but you can hear me struggling with it a little bit. Also, make sure the heating element fits in between those two stainless steel retaining clips. Back on the underside of the machine, you can clearly see the two ends of the heating element coming through. Get those long plastic nuts and tighten them down by hand as much as you can. After tightening those plastic nuts down by hand, get the channel locks and finish tightening up each one. Get them nice and snug, but make sure you don't over crank them. Don't put too much muscle into it because they'll strip out. They are made of plastic. After securing the plastic nuts, reconnect the wire harnesses to the heating element, remembering the orientation of the wires. In this case, the blue and red wire went on top and the blue and white wire went on the bottom. Once you have everything all hooked back up, reorient the machine right side up, then gently slide it back underneath the countertop. You might need to readjust it a little bit and stuff the last bit, a little bit of insulation in there with your hands. Now it's time to reinsert the 2 Phillips head screws underneath the counter. These screws are very important because it holds the dishwasher in place when you're opening and closing the door. So make sure you put them back in. Don't forget to put the lower spray arm back in. It's really easy. Just pop it on top and turn that plastic nut to the right. Now let's reconnect the power to the dishwasher and turn the water back on. Lastly, we want to run a short cycle on the machine. Here I'm giving you one last look at this exact machine, see if it's similar to yours. You want to run this last cycle so you can check underneath before putting the kick plate back on to make sure there's no leaks coming through those 2 holes where the heating element penetrated the tub. After making sure that there's no leaks, it's real simple to put that kick plate back on. Remember those 2 plastic flathead screws, you just give them half a turn to the right now. If you found this content useful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Get out and get some, people. It's a beautiful day.